Alright, so I wanted to feature two guitars in this video. This is part of a new series that I'm doing where I highlight guitars and just kind of cool things that I find from time to time. And I like to collect kind of quirky guitars that have a little bit of a story behind them, or some kind of mojo. You know, you can tell a guitar a lot of times just looking at the neckwear and how much it's been loved on. And so this is one of those kind of quirky guitars. This is new to me. This just came in the mail yesterday. And a site member, an ActiveMelody site member, sent it to me. His name is Daryl. Really cool guy. We've been going back and forth. The reason he sent me this guitar is because we're doing a trade. I'm actually going to send him the old Silvertone. And I'll show you that guitar here in a minute. We'll kind of go through that. But I wanted to send that to him. He was the original owner of that guitar. He recognized it in a video, and it was just such a cool story. I thought, I got to make a video about that just because it's so unusual. So anyway, he sent me, we kind of agreed, he sent me some pictures of this Stewart that he had and thought maybe this would be a fair trade. And I think it is. I think this is cool. I think I'm going to keep this. I didn't play on the Silvertone that much anyway. But I wanted to show the logo here in the headstock and hope that maybe some of you out there will recognize maybe what year this is, what era. I don't know much about the old Stewart guitars. I know this is an older guitar, but they've gone through so many versions of the logo. When you go online and start looking, it was just like, whoa. So I thought I would do a video and just ask if anybody knows. I'm guessing it's like maybe 60s era, but I don't really know. So that's what this is. Now this was originally just acoustic. Daryl put this pickup in it, this P90 pickup. And actually it's funny, when he sent me the picture, I noticed this little volume control and I thought, that looks like a screwdriver handle. And he actually verified that's what it was. He cut it out himself and put it on there. So it's totally hacked and kind of like, it's like a bootleg guitar with just, kind of mismatched parts and things. But I love that. I think it's cool. I think Daryl did an awesome job wiring the pickup in. And it really gives the guitar a lot more of a life than it would have had otherwise. So if you listen to this thing without it being plugged in at all, just acoustically, these are 12 gauge acoustic strings on it. It sounds like this. Not bad, but it's kind of got that tinny sort of, what you would expect to hear from this type of, archtop guitar. But with a pickup in, if I turn this up here, and put a little overdrive, it's got a nice little growl. So that's the SS Stewart. You're going to see this in future lesson videos. I might even feature it this week depending on what I end up doing. So be on the lookout for that. Now this is the old Silvertone, the old blonde. It's a 1950s era. I bought this from a guy online. This wasn't any sort of glamorous story. I just found it and I thought it was cool. The thing that sold me on the guitar, I was looking for an old Silvertone anyway, but I noticed this one had a hole in it, and the guy told me that this guitar had been shot. And if you see, the hole goes all the way through and comes out the back. And actually that's how Daryl was able to identify this, because it had the hole in it when he had it too. But anyway, the guy that sold it to me said that apparently somebody was playing this in a bar, set the guitar down, leaned it up against the amp, and somebody walks over and shoots it. So I don't think like somebody was wearing it when it got shot. But I just thought that was so funny. It was so Elvis, So when I heard that and then saw the hole, and it's a cool looking guitar, I thought, well, I gotta have that. And, I don't play on this guitar that much. That's why I don't mind doing the trade. It's been sitting around. I've used it in a few lesson videos, but I thought, how cool if it can be reunited with its former owner. And then I, do the trade with the Stewart. It has a very different tone. If you hear it without any volume, it's very thin, You can hear it, but it just doesn't, it's like, doesn't have much punch at all. And with the volume all the way up, going through the same amp settings, this is what it sounds like. It doesn't have nearly as much overdrive or growl, I should say, as that P90. But cool guitar, it just isn't quite right in terms of the action for me, and that's part of the reason I haven't played on this one as much. I like the action a little higher, and I've adjusted the bridge and kind of messed around with that. I just never could dial it in. And for those reasons, I'm going to go ahead and give this one to Daryl. We'll do the trade. So this is the last time you'll see this guitar, at least in any of my videos. But it's going to move on and live another life with Daryl, and who knows where it'll go after that. That's the cool thing about guitars. There's this pass-along value with these things, and they continue to be played. And this one will, you know, somebody will keep telling the story on this. If you have any questions about either of these guitars or any comments you'd like to leave them on this video page. I'd like to just kind of keep the dialogue going about SS Stewart guitars and old Silvertones. It's because sometimes it's kind of hard to find, you know, if you've got a question about a guitar, it's kind of hard to find a place to do that. And so whether it be about these guitars or ones that you have, you can feel free to leave a comment. So that's what I have for these two. I'll see you in the next video where we'll showcase something else.